If your business has employees that work remotely and you don't want your A players to leave, you want to keep a closer pulse on how those team members are performing, how they're engaging, what their workload is like. Are they close to burning out? Do they have enough capacity? Then this tool is for you. And Yander.io was born out of a true need to be able to get a close pulse and an accurate pulse on how each individual team member is performing, on the sentiment of each individual team member in a remote environment. My background is that I built this marketing agency, HaysMedia.co, to over $1 million per year in revenue over the course of 5 years. And as we grew, I always faced the same problem. The quality of our work would go down and I would lose the pulse on my team because I would get further and further away from the team, but also the work that they were delivering. And we've been successful over the years in working with e-com brands. We've made every mistake in the book. We've made a lot of great decisions with the clients that we work with, and just being able to get incredible results. We have amazing testimonials, and we do work with amazing clients. We have an amazing team, and it's something that I feel very, very proud of. However, it is not without its challenges, right? And I built Yander along with a co-founder of mine who also runs a marketing agency in the web development space for Webflow, working with huge billion-dollar brands who also face the same issue. And I've spoken to other marketing agency owners and anyone who runs a remote team. You could be a software company, you could be delivering other professional services, whatever it is. It's the same problem that occurs over and over again. So the way that Yander works is that it connects with your existing tools, such as Slack, your email threads, Notion, Zoom, Google Meet, other tools like ClickUp, anything where communication or exchange of insights, feedback, and work being delivered is happening, okay? Now, the main thing with Yander is that it is not a surveillance tool, right? We are anti-surveillance. We do not want to be spying on our own team. This is not that. If you're looking for that, then this is not it, okay? The way Yander works is that it can only access the areas that you already have access to or your leaders already have access to, right? Because if your leaders are using it, then they might have access to Slack channels and meetings and email threads that you as the CEO or the COO don't have access to, okay? So it's also helpful in that regard. But basically, it monitors the response times. It monitors the message sentiment, the patterns of communication, the overall context, right? Because if someone just says one thing bad, but they've said, 100 other things that are positive, then it has taken the wider context. So we're developing a very complex, sophisticated model which can determine, even better than humans, the patterns and the recognition and the behaviors of team members across Slack, across email, on meetings, right? It records meetings, it takes notes, but it also analyzes the behaviors, the engagement, collaboration, and it also takes into account client feedback, right? Because if the team member doesn't seem like they're doing a lot, but the client is like very, very, very pleased, then maybe, it's not all bad there, right? So all these edge cases that we face in our own companies and other companies that we speak to face as well, it is engineered for that. Very, very complex, but very, very sophisticated. And what it outputs is clear insights on each team member, scores for risk of them actually leaving the company, scores for their workload, their collaboration, the engagement, and more, okay? And it also shows you the trends that are happening over certain time periods. It updates the data every single day, right? It's getting data and it's always updating its sentiment and its analysis based on what's happening on a day-to-day basis, okay? So it allows you to stay sharp, right? It allows you to stay on top of your team. And this is not just good for the management and you as a leader, it's also good for the team members themselves. Here's why. Because in most marketing agencies and remote teams, it is so common for workload to get out of control. And the reason why that is not because that, as leaders, we want to give our team more work so that they're drowning in work. That's not it. It's that we can't actually see the work that they're doing to like the very granular level. If we're in an office and we can speak to our team members every single day, then we know we have that pulse. But on a remote environment, even if we speak to our team members, like the communication is much less. The visibility is a lot lower. And this helps with that as well. So with a tool like this, your employees know that their leaders, right, the people who are managing them, are going to know when they're overloaded with work, okay? They're going to know when they have more capacity. And they're going to know if they're also coasting or they're engaged. So look, if you have A players on your team, which you should, A players want to be held accountable. They want to be working towards challenging goals and outcomes. And they want a leader who can lead the path and is aligned with them on that mission. And if you cannot see the work that they're doing, if they're drowning in work, if they're just not working on enough and they're like, well, I'm bored here, I'm going to find somewhere else that's a bit more challenging. These are all reasons why A players leave, okay? A players are very different to B and C players who just like to clock in and clock out, okay? So this tool is built exactly for that as well, okay? And we keep it extremely simple. You connect your tools with the direct integrations, takes a few minutes, a few clicks. You import your team from Slack, and then you get daily insights, and that's it. Okay. And to show you a little bit more of the features, we have the integrations. As I mentioned, we integrate directly with your existing tools. We have a meeting function, so you actually replace Fireflies or whatever meeting note taker people are using nowadays. You can use this one. It's included. It's basically free, right? Because it's included in what you get with Yander. And it's better than those because it's pulling attendance, it's pulling engagement, collaboration, and it's doing all the normal things that, transcription, summary, next steps for employee, but it's a little more sophisticated, right? It pulls the behavioral human insights. Pulse is our dashboard where you can actually see the workload, the engagement, and the quit risk of each of your employees. And this is killer. And you can also hover over these little brain icons and it will actually tell you what the reasoning and the insights are behind that score, right? And this is being updated daily, okay? And this has been like a key part to understanding what's actually going on underneath the surface of our team as we add more team members. We also have this chat window, which is very helpful because you get these scores, but let's just say you just want highlights on one person, their trend over the last 30 days. You can say, tell me more about John's workload and collaboration trends over the last 30 days. You type it into a chat just like you would type into Claude, just like you would type into ChatGPT, and it will go using the existing data that is already gathered and the insights that it already has, the learnings over time, which gets stronger and better and more accurate, is that it pulls that answer back for you, right? Now, this is super, super powerful because you can also ask like, hey, what did I miss in Slack this week? Or, hey, were there any big client concerns this week that I should be aware of? Or has any team member expressed that they want to be leaving, right? And especially if you have 50 team members, right? You're probably not going to spend time going through every single workload score. You're not even going to realize if scores are going up and down when you have a lot of rows in here of team members. So this is where Yander gives you the insights, like the alerts that you should be looking at, but it also allows you to ask questions, okay? And this is what we built. And this is only the beginning, right? This is where we begin. And we want to go a lot further. And our mission is to build the ultimate tool for remote companies to be able to keep a pulse on their team members, build stronger remote teams, keep their clients for longer, protect their customer relationships, and grow a thriving remote business, okay? If you are interested in trying this out, at the time of recording this, we are in a waitlist phase. Yander.io is our website. You can come over here, join the waitlist. I'd be happy to have a call with you, talk more about exactly how the software works and even if it's a good fit for your company. So go to the website, check it out, and be one of the first to use Yander in your company.